lost Beth. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, Beth, you're recording? Excellent. Okay, yay. Okay, so welcome. I am Mallory. I am on Beth's team. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm just going to kind of give you a quick rundown since I'm going to be talking to you for that. I am, I'm 32. I have 6 kids in the house. I'm a divorced mom, so we have kids in and out like every day of the week, ranging from 4 to 1 in college. So we are crazy busy in our house. I also work full time. So I'm in advertising sales on, which I used to call my real job, and now I can't wait to call it my old job because I'm slowly working myself out of that business. I have been a Beachbody coach now for about 7 months, and it took me until I think March to become an Emerald coach. And I think all that it was me not having the mindset and the understanding for what it meant to me to be an Emerald coach. So I think several conversations Beth and I had and several things that we kind of went over. As soon as I decided I wanted to be Emerald, I went Emerald immediately. I was signing up challengers all the time. I think I hit Success Club 10 like every month that I've been a coach. And for some reason I was like, I want people to do this with me. And I don't know why. I'm just not asking people to do this with me other than being a challenger. So we have been doing these Emerald and 24-hour calls the last few months. And I think it's really helped get our girls up to speed. Kind of like I did with Emerald. I did the same thing with Diamond where I was like, okay, I'm Emerald. Like I'm not going to know what I'm doing. And then 8 weeks ago, I was like, I think I want to be a Diamond before I go to Summit. And I didn't make it in my Summit goal, but I did go Diamond last week. And kind of what Beth and I talk about is it's just like going Emerald over and over and over again. So if you can master the concept of what it is to be an Emerald coach, you're mastering the concept of what it is to be a Diamond coach and a 1-star Diamond coach and so on and so forth, because all it is just figuring out your process and then replicating it. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about, if you're like, all right, sister, you keep saying this and I don't know what you're talking about. Like I've seen it and I've heard it, but what are we talking about? So I'm going to share my screen with you. I want to make sure you can see this. Can you see this? Yay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we are just kind of going to simplify it for you because I think as you're a coach and you're inviting challengers to your groups, once you figure out what it is to kind of add a couple coaches underneath you, you'll really start figuring out how to grow your team. And so Emerald is the first rank in our business. And all it is having a coach on one side and a coach on the other side. And just so you guys know, I'm sure you've done a lot of research and you're looking it up. And for those of you who haven't, Beachbody coaches are on a binary system. So we have 2 legs of our business. And what happens is we have a right leg and we have a left leg. And one of those legs comes from your upline sponsor, and the other one you are kind of creating on your own. But for simplification, you have a right leg and a left leg of your business. And so what needs to happen is when you sign up 2 coaches, we need to make sure we're signing one up on one side and one up on the other. And I think what you'll find as you do this is that, let's go into the next slide because that's pretty simple, right? Why do you want to be Emerald? Like, why does it matter if I have a coach on my left and my right, other than that's cool. Like I get a little certificate in the mail, and I'll be honest with you, I signed up for this for like money. Like I want all the money. And I get real excited when I got my little certificate in the mail telling me I was an Emerald coach. So like it is this reminder and this confidence builder for you to tell you that like you're doing the right things. Like you're getting people in your challenge groups, you're signing up coaches. It's just that like first step of recognition. And when you're building your team, and it will absolutely help your confidence, and it'll help your confidence that will then help you run better challenge groups. It'll help you build confidence for your coaches. So as you're doing it, just know that like that is the biggest boost of confidence that you'll get when you first start coaching. The other thing what were we talking about? Recognition. So like I said, like when you become an Emerald coach, it's this cool, crazy thing, but like not a lot of people did it. Like I said, I was a coach for months before I became an Emerald coach, and I became an Emerald coach and was like, oh my God, what took me so long? Like there's so many benefits to doing this. Why did I not do it? When you go to Summit, which I hope every single one of you go to next year, because it is seriously a life changer and a game changer in how you will perceive this business and what you can get out of it. There are coaches everywhere, and they're from every walk of life. There are Emerald coaches and Diamond coaches and whatever, and you think you know what somebody looks like and you can put them on a pedestal and you can do all of these things. Like they're all normal people. Every single person I saw was like normal. They're like me or my neighbor or my best friend or whatever. And so when you go to Summit or you go to Super Saturday and you get that recognition and you see all of these people, it's just a reminder that anybody can do this business. All you need to do is do it. That's it. This business is not hard. Or as hard as it is, it's simple, right? Like we're telling you everything that you need to do to get to the next level. So the other thing that happens when you go to like Summit or Super Saturday or all of these retreats is they do kind of they kind of have this big like hurrah thing. So every time you advance in rank, you get your little certificate and you get your high five, and it really is a big deal. And when you go to these events, you'll get it because it's a team environment and every single person there is working for the same thing you are. And the other bonus, which like I said, my super reason for doing this is income. As soon as you become an Emerald coach, your income increases immediately, because there's a million videos I can show you about what happens with team cycle bonuses. But to simplify it, you now have a coach on your right side and your left side that are working for you that you'll get bonused on. So there's a 200 point option and there's a 100 point option of personal value. So when you are signing people up and you have coaches underneath you and they are starting to sell things, they're starting to sell challenge packs and their customers are starting to buy Shakeology subscriptions and they're starting to buy supplements. When they sell something, that PV also goes under you. And so what ends up happening as you build your team is you're starting to get bonused on the volume that your team is creating. So it's not just you that's getting your income, it's your team that's helping you get income. So every single time your strong leg has 200 PV and your weak leg has 100 PV, that kind of cashes out and you get a $14 team cycle bonus as an Emerald. As you advance in Rake at Ruby, it's 16, at Diamond, it's 18. And you might be thinking like, okay, great. Like I get $14 every time this happens, like big freaking whoop. But let me tell you, like, as you build your team and you start doing it, you'll start getting, maybe you'll start with a 2-figure paycheck and then a 3-figure paycheck and then maybe a 4-figure paycheck. And it's stuff that you're not even touching. All you're doing is leading your team to do exactly what you're doing and trying to go Emerald and replicate Emerald and replicate Emerald and replicate Emerald. Like, that's it. The other thing that happens is that you start getting leads from Beachbody. So when you become an Emerald coach, you'll start seeing leads come in from Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, and you have nothing to do with them. Because what happens is, let's say your neighbor doesn't sign up with you. They just go to beachbody.com and they sign up for 80-Day Obsession or for Lift 4. They automatically get assigned a coach because Beachbody wants them to be successful. They all want to assign them to a coach. So what ends up happening is just by coach number, it goes in order from 1 to 7,000 or 80,000 or whatever. It goes in order. Everyone has a chance. Everybody gets it. I think I get 2 to 5 leads a month, kind of just depending on what's going on. But this is just commission you're getting on the retail sales that you have nothing to do with. So it's just kind of a bonus. So what I like to talk about with a lot of my newer coaches is the benefit of having the spouse account. Because one, you're in control of another business center. And then 2, you nearly make up the cost of the spouse account in your first month doing nothing, just because you're getting leads from being an Emerald coach when you have another coach signed up. So a lot of my girls, if you have a spouse or if you want to work this business, a lot of times it makes a lot of sense to have your spouse sign up as a coach and maybe not necessarily have them posting workouts or whatever you're working out. I think one of my friend Whitney signed up her husband, and he had this massive fear of, he was like, oh my God, are you going to start posting workouts of me working out every day? Like, I can't even handle it. Please don't do that. Which is comical because now she actually does, but she's still working his business, but whatever. So what you will find is that as you start adding coaches and adding teams and adding people to your business, as you're growing that, you'll have control of one leg of your business more than the other because you're working both of those. So the reason that we talk about why it seems so difficult to like sign up all of these coaches, but it's not, it's so simple, is signing up your spouse and signing up. I know what probably one of the first things you did when you became a coach is putting a post on Facebook or putting a post on Instagram saying, guys, I'm doing this. I made a change. I'm so excited about this. Please come join me in this journey. And don't tell me that you don't have at least 1, 2, or 3 friends that is like, oh my gosh, I'm stoked for you. I'm so excited for you. And they would support you in doing the same thing and signing up with you as a coach or signing up as a discount coach with you because they know that you're going to do this and you're committing to this. So getting another coach to commit with you right away is easier than it thinks. And literally all it takes is asking. When you're starting to talk and have those conversations about people joining your challenge group, when you're starting to invite your mom or your sister or whatever, just ask the question like, hey, I saw how much this could change my life, and these are the reasons why. Ask them to do the same thing. It's absolutely possible, and it absolutely makes a difference in your business because what ends up happening when you start doing that is you start getting all of this momentum and excitement. And you know as well as I do, when you're in a good mood and you're feeling good, like you will work this business and you'll post more about it, and you naturally will come through just as being a happier, more confident coach, because that's what our business is, right? All we're doing is being transparent, and we're posting our life, and we're posting our journey, and we're posting everything that we're doing. So the more momentum you have and the more that you can work that quickly and see your paycheck and see, your spouse account going, and your best friend start working her business and start doing stuff. Or maybe she's not working her business. Maybe she's just like really excited and wants to do Shakeology, and she's going to sign up and be a discount coach forever. When you start doing that, you'll start seeing a difference in your mentality because you're going to get your first paycheck and you're going to get faster. And that's amazing. So, just to remind you, when you're signing up your coaches, when you're signing them up in your right leg and you're signing one up in your left leg, to be active, they have to have a minimum of 50 PV, which is equivalent to like Energize, right? Or Shakeology or whatever. And same thing on the other leg. So a lot of times, like when we're talking spouse accounts, I will buy my Shakeology in my account and I buy my supplements in my spouse account just to keep it active. And then, hey, what's up with this bonus? Like I get a discount on it because I'm the coach working the account, but then I also like it applies towards my PV. Like I'm also making money on it. So it's even more beneficial. So that's it, guys. Like that really is it. If you have launched your business on social media, kudos to you. If you haven't, get with your coach, get with anybody that's on this call. We are so excited about getting all of our girls to Emerald as soon as possible. And I think the easiest way to do that is talking to your coach and talking to your team and figuring out how to make it happen. We, a lot of times in our group, will actually post our first like sample post in our group and just kind of maybe not even change anything. But if you're nervous about it, like anybody was, I think the first time I posted on Instagram about running my first challenge group, I posted it and walked away for 3 hours and was like a nervous wreck until I checked it. I think that happens to everybody. So if you want to like sample post it in your group and get some encouragement, freaking do it because it makes a difference and then you'll feel better about it. And the other thing to do is make your post. If you haven't done it, do it today. The other thing immediately is make a list of the people you know. Like we call it our warm market, the people, your friends, your neighbors, the people you work with. That was my first challenge group. It was everybody I worked with. I had 2 girls I worked with and it was my sister. The next one was like a coworker and my sister, and then 2 of their friends that referred them. And the next one was somebody from Facebook and Instagram. So it does take time to build up that social media business and to get people to trust you and to be like, oh, wow, I've been noticing you posting this for 3 months. But those are the people you just know on social media, right? Like people you know that are close to you, like your friends or your neighbors or your husband's friends or mom or whatever. Those are the people that trust you already and know that when you tell them like, I made a commitment this is why I'm starting, which is the number one thing that you should have in any post that you're ever trying to get anyone to do something with you. Remind them why you're doing this, and remind yourself why you're doing this, because that's what makes a difference in getting them to sign up with you, to sign up as a challenger, to sign up as coaches. And the other thing, when you're signing these people up, when you're signing people up as coaches immediately as discount coaches, something we talk about a lot. Think of Lift 4 and think of ADD Obsession. Anybody who's gone through any of those programs, you know that you are sticking to that Shakeology for months, whether you stop it at the end or whatever. And please tell me you don't start drinking Shakeology and you stop, because you just feel so much better. You're also using all of these supplements. I have signed up a few coaches in the last several months just based on the fact that they wanted to do programs that were very intense. They needed the extra energy from drinking the shakes, and they needed the supplements. So it made sense to them to sign up as a discount coach. So make sure when you're having those conversations with people about what program you're doing, you can honestly talk to them about what makes sense. Maybe not if they're doing 21-day fix, or maybe not if they're like, oh, I don't know. And you know when you're talking to the people who's committed and who's going to stay with it. So have those honest conversations. And that's why it's so important to be so transparent and so consistent with all of this, so that when you are having those conversations and you're making the recommendation to somebody or suggest maybe they sign up with the discount coach, they trust you and they think and they know that that's exactly what they need to be doing. So that is it. I think we talked about the spouse account, the discount coach, and all of this other stuff. Let's go into a little bit more about the spouse account, just because I think we talked a little bit about how you have a little more control over your rank. And I'm going to go into a little more detail about rank so it makes a little more sense. And I don't really have a graph, as far as there's so many videos and so much you can learn and look at. Just know that when you are an emerald, it's 2 coaches. And when you go up to be a diamond, you have to have 4 on each side. And you also have to have an emerald on each side. So think about this. Like if you have a spouse on each side, or you have a spouse on one side, and then you have your best friend on the other, how easy is it for you to become diamond? Because you are in control of your spouse account. And then you have this other partner in business that wants to do this with you, that also wants it. And all they need to do is sign up 2 coaches. So that's why it's so important when you first start out to start talking to your warm market and to get people so into it with you, because those are the people that will help grow your business. And those are the people that will grow with you. Also, I know we touched on it, but double dipping in income. When you do have your spouse on that side and you're controlling them, once they start growing their business and they start getting team cycle bonuses, and you start getting team cycle bonuses for literally doing the exact same amount of work, like tell me nobody wants to do that. Get paid twice for doing the same thing. That's insane. So let's look at this, because this is what we were just talking about. This is you up here. Hello, you're so pretty, you're so cute, and you're posting on social media every day about how people want to be doing this with you. And this is your husband, who has now started ordering, pre and post workout, which is awesome. And this is your best friend, which is awesome. So what will end up happening as you're adding coaches is, this is you, this is your first coach, this is your second coach, this is your third coach, and your fourth coach. And then, wow, look at this. You signed up this coach over here, and then they signed up 2 coaches. So now you have become, you have an emerald coach over here. Now let's look at this side. So then you have these 3 coaches over here, and you have this guy over here. So you have an emerald over here. So the reason that this is important is because look at all of this volume that you're getting, right? Here's your spouse. Look at all this volume that's falling under you and your spouse. That's kind of awesome, right? So what ends up happening is, as these start adding up, let's just look at you, you're going to get what's called a team cycle bonus. So your left leg over here has a total of 540 total value. And what ends up happening, because this coach signed up coaches, you're getting this value added to your left leg, which is a bonus. You're now making volume just not only on you, you're making volume on your coach's volume. And the same thing is happening over here. So when that happens, every time you have 200 PV over here and 100 PV over here, you're going to team cycle bonus and get that $14 or $16 or $18. So going down over here, when you're looking down, this is when you look into your office, as you start adding coaches, you'll see kind of your family tree of people that you're adding. So you have your, boop, I can't see because my little screen's over here. I'm moving you guys over. Okay, so your spouse is over here, and you have a friend over here, and they start adding coaches, and they start adding volume, and they start doing all of this stuff. What will happen is everybody down here ends up adding to your volume, and that's how you start making all of this money in team cycle bonuses as they start building their team. So here's the thing. I can't afford a spouse account is probably, I get it, because it took me 3 months to sign up my spouse account. But what ended up happening when I signed my spouse up as a coach, is we launched the To Be Mindset. So it made a lot of sense for me to sign him up. One, I was a coach. I needed access to Be Mindset. And I'm also using, I was doing 80 Day Obsession at the time. And so I was going through pre and post workout like crazy pants. And I was getting a discount on it when I signed him up as a coach. Done. So because I signed him as a coach and I signed up another coach at the same time, even covering the cost of his account every month, which is $16, done. Like, doesn't even matter. It's a total wash. Plus you get Success Club points. So if you're like, I'm definitely signing him up, I want to do this, I want to sign up my spouse, you need to strategically do it. So you hit Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 one month, like that's the month to do it. The other thing you can do is sign them up with like a 24-day pack or a 3-day refresh or the beach bars or something, so that you have samples of stuff. Because how often do people ask you for a sample of the strawberry or a sample of the chocolate and you're like, oh, I don't order that, I only have greenberry, So this is an opportunity to kind of stock up on some stuff. Or the other thing you can do with the sample stuff is like give them away as gifts, or give them away to, when you're incenting people to join, give them away. You can be very creative in doing it. You can also just figure out a way to make it work to your advantage where you're using it and you're saving money. So here's the thing. We are not all your direct upline sponsor, but I think it would be amazing if all of us on this call actually hit Emerald in 24 hours. I think you will notice an immediate change in your business. You'll notice an immediate excitement and response, and that will do nothing but just keep you going. So if you haven't sent your list of 2 to your coach, do it today. Do it before, what do we say, 24 hours. We want you all to go Emerald before recognition so that we can send you guys all out and make all of these posts about how we had this Emerald in 24-hour call on Monday, and all of our coaches went Emerald by Thursday. Like, that's amazing. That's freaking amazing. And I can just tell you that every time I make a recognition post about one of my coaches going Emerald, or somebody makes a recognition post about me, somehow, for some reason, like, people start taking you a little more seriously, and they're like, oh, this is real. She's really doing this. They're into this. It's 100% useful for your business, and it is 100% useful for your mindset in this business. So I'm super excited that you guys are all on this call. Does anybody have any questions? Or Beth, do you want to add anything?
No, Mallory, I thought it was great. There's nothing that I would have added. I think that you really stop. I have a child nagging on me right now, but I think that you stop. Okay, here. I think that you hit all of the important points, especially the fact that this business is literally just going Emerald over and over and over. So I think if we can just focus on that, we'll all move forward.
Okay, awesome. All right, awesome. And then I know we have more than just Dream Dynasty ladies on, but don't forget Dream Dynasty. We have our call at 8 o'clock tonight. So I hope you guys are all there. I know that we're talking about how to approach things with challenge packs and how to really see the value in them. And Heather is awesome. She's an awesome speaker. So you should be on the call. I'll see you ladies later.